Today's episode is a little different. Today, I want to tell you a story. It is a personal story. It is a story about my life, my learning, and my journey with Spanish. But this story also has another purpose. Today, we are going to learn and feel the present perfect tense in English. The present perfect tense is a very important tense in English. Native speakers use it all the time. We use it to talk about life experiences, changes in our lives, things that started in the past and continue now, and things that have happened recently. So, in today's story, you will hear many present perfect sentences. As you listen, don't worry about grammar rules. Just listen to the story and notice the patterns. You will often hear sentences like, I have learned, I have tried, I have discovered, I have changed. These are all present perfect sentences. All right, let me tell you my story. As you know, my name is Tom, and I have always loved languages. Since I was young, I have been curious about how people communicate. I have listened to different accents. I have wondered how people learn new languages. Over the years, I have taught thousands of English learners. I have met students from different countries. I have spoken with learners from Brazil, Turkey, Spain, Japan, India, and many other places. During this time, I have noticed something very interesting. Many students have studied English for many years, but they have not felt confident when speaking. They have memorized grammar rules. They have completed many exercises. They have passed many exams, but they have not developed real confidence in conversation. So I have asked myself an important question. Why has this happened? Why have so many learners studied English for years but still feel nervous when they speak? Over time, I have found an answer. Many learners have focused too much on rules, and they have not spent enough time listening to real English. They have practiced grammar, but they have not built a natural feeling for the language. And this is exactly why we have created English Unleashed. Through this podcast, I have tried to give learners something different. I have shared stories. I have explained ideas slowly. I have repeated important phrases, and I have helped many learners build confidence step by step. But let me tell you something more personal. My own journey has not been perfect. I have made many mistakes. I have forgotten many Spanish words. I have misunderstood people, and I have felt embarrassed many times while speaking Spanish. But every mistake has taught me something. Every conversation in Spanish has improved my understanding. And every experience has made me a better teacher in English as well. Over the years, I have learned that language learning is not about perfection. It is about progress. For example, I have changed many of my teaching methods. In the past, I have used many traditional exercises. But later, I have discovered something powerful. Listening and repetition have helped learners much more. So, I have started creating slow English stories like this one. I have spoken more clearly. I have repeated key ideas. And I have encouraged learners to listen again and again. Since then, many students have told me something powerful. They have told me, Tom, I have started thinking in English. That sentence always makes me happy because thinking in English means something very important. It means the language has become natural. So let me tell you something else I have experienced. Over the last few years, I have spoken with many adult learners in different ages. Many of them have told me the same story. They have studied English in school. They have learned grammar. They have passed tests. But they have forgotten most of the language. Now, does that sound familiar to you? Maybe you have experienced this too. Maybe you have learned English in the past. Maybe you have opened many textbooks. Maybe you have tried many different courses. But maybe you have still felt that speaking is difficult. If this has happened to you, don't worry. You are not alone. Thousands of learners have faced the same challenge. But many of them have improved their English in a new way. They have started listening more. They have practiced shadowing. They have repeated simple sentences many times. And slowly, they have built real fluency. Over the years, I have seen something amazing. When learners listen to simple English every day, their brains begin to change. At first, they have understood only small parts. Then they have started recognizing more words. After some time, they have followed entire sentences, complete sentences. And finally, they have begun thinking in English. This transformation, this change, has surprised many learners. Some students have written to me and said, Tom, I have finally understood English movies. Others have told me, I have started speaking without translation. And some learners have even said, I have enjoyed English for the first time. That sentence always makes me smile because learning should be enjoyable. Learning should feel like progress, not stress. Now let me ask you something. What have you learned recently? Have you learned a new word? Have you listened to a podcast? Have you practiced speaking today? If you have listened to this podcast carefully, you have already practiced the present perfect. You have heard many examples. You have noticed the structure. And your brain has started building the pattern naturally. This is one of the best ways to learn grammar. Instead of memorizing rules, you have experienced the grammar inside a story. Your brain has connected meaning and structure. And this connection has made the grammar easier to understand. Now, let me share one final thought. Over the years, I have realized something important. Language learning has never been about talent. It has always been about consistency. The learners who improve the most have practiced a little every day. They have listened regularly. They have repeated simple sentences, and they have stayed patient. Progress takes time. If you have listened to this podcast today, you have already taken a step forward. You have trained your ears. You have strengthened your English brain. And you have moved one step closer to fluency. So keep going, keep listening, keep practicing, and remember something very important. You have already started your journey. And that means you have already succeeded in the most important step. You have begun. Thank you so much for listening to English Unleashed. I'm Tom, and today we have explored the present perfect through a story. If you have enjoyed this episode, listen again tomorrow. Your brain has learned more than you think. Bye for now.